So we've turned the corner and we're following Route 89, and you come over these bridges. This is the lake inlet, and you come over these bridges and these signs come up pretty fast, so keep an eye on those. 89 Cayuga Wineries. If you go straight, you can end up at the campground if you know where you're going, but this is the easy way. You know, that's the crew boathouse, and there's a walking path, bicycle path along the lake, lots of playgrounds. And then once you get out of Ithaca, you've got I think it's 9 or 7 miles to the park entrance. As you get close to the park, you'll see the speed limit signs change to 40 miles an hour. And there's the sign for the park on a busy day, busy weekend. But the lower park is down here. You can park here and walk up the falls, walk up the river to the falls. Here's the river, and the falls is way up there. It's a couple of falls and a lot of people in the water. On the lake side of the road is a whole lot of big park area. It's really the majority of the recreation areas. There's picnic areas, boat launch sites, fishing areas, lots of parking. There's a big bathhouse and there's these funky little roads that go up, and they don't have a lot of signage. This sign really didn't catch my eye. But it's there. And then you go just up to the top of this little tiny hill, and you see that truck coming out there? That's where you go in. That's the campground right there. And it's where and you go into the campground. And the dump station is right there on the way out. Dumpsters are over there. And then you're into the campground tour. So the first campsite on your left there is number 1, and it's a pretty nice campsite. Number 2 is across the street, and then come number 3, and those are pretty tight and pretty crummy. You go down the road here and you're going through 10, 11, 12. He is 10 and 12. The white car is 12. These are very close, and they're very short. They're right against the cliff or hill. 16 isn't so bad. It's short, but it's got lots of room around it. That's forest. I mean, it's on the hill, but I would pick 16 if I had a choice. Let's go up to 19 to 49. 19 looks pretty nice, except for the trees that are in the way. But of course, these are non-electric. They do have water well spaced, but they're non-electric. The totally unlevel ones are called tent sites. There's 27 with a little tab on it, 28 with a pop-up, big pop-up. 32 is a huge site. And it goes right against the fence. And these are right against the trail, the hiking trail. 34 is pretty nice. 35, 36. These are like on the side of a cliff. They're all tilted sideways. So I wouldn't recommend any of these. Well, there's 30. None of these are good. If you got a good leveling system, 41, 42 might be all right, but they're really so unlevel, and they're under trees. There's no electricity. 60 on our left, short, nice little tent site. 61 is way back. 61 is a pretty nice site, actually. We'll say 61. They're just very small campsites, very small. And like I say, they're on a cliff. 75 and 77 are big long sites. 78, and they're electric. Okay, there's the campground review. You'd think he likes sticks, but really likes to beat the living hell out of them. We are at the shoreline of Cayuga Lake, and this is like one of the largest lakes. I think the two largest are Cayuga and Seneca, and it's fairly windy out there, so there's a lot of wind coming down the lake. Sometimes late at night it gets real calm, but kayaks and canoes, I think, for rent through the boathouse. And there's an easy launch platform there, so you can just put your canoe, kayak in there, get in it, and then push yourself out. We are at Taughannock Falls, and we are hiking the rim trails, and they're pretty nice. It's funny, you get old. Used to be able to see over the rim, but now it's all grown up. But it's a pretty nice trail. This is the North Rim Trail, and pedestrians only, and yes, the dog's on leash. But and there's lots of ticks in New York. They have lots of Lyme disease warnings, tick warnings. We're gonna see if we can get some falls pictures. You can kind of see, come here, Akila. You can kind of see through the trees. Well, I guess it won't focus. It's funny how the human eyes are so much better than a camera. Even Akila likes to sit and watch the falls. He's intense about the falls. That's the Taughannock Falls. It's not the best lighting right at the moment, but it's pretty neat. It's a very tall, long, skinny falls, and it comes through a very large gorge and creates a very large gorge. You can walk down at the bottom in the gorge trail, which you can see these people way down there. They look like ants. Walk right up. You used to walk underneath the falls, but you can't anymore. There's a cave behind the falls, but that's a secret now. Very nice. So that's what we're doing. Taughannock Falls State Park. You can drive up here. You don't have to hike up here, but we like hiking. And there's a lower, get a little better view if there's a lot of people on here. This trail is a pretty nice trail. It's all fenced. It's all gravel covered. So there's no muddy spots or anything. Of course, it's all uphill or down, whichever way you're going. There's a lot of really nice areas around the Finger Lakes. Tons of state parks. And they all have great trails that follow these wonderful gorges. Now, I understand that Watkins Glen's Gorge Trail is closed because it had some rock fall, which I've always said, you know, someday that rock's gonna fall. Here's another view of the falls from the side, more or less. A little better light. It's really nice. Let me zoom in and we'll speed this up and slow it down. How's that? We were hiking down the trail and we heard this guy screaming, and I don't know what he was screaming about, but when I finally got the camera on him and realized he was a peregrine falcon, that they have a couple of peregrine falcon nesting on the cliffs above the falls. And so I got some really good pictures of him, except he kept hiding his face. But when I figured out what he was screaming about, I don't know if this is his mate or his baby that was in the tree right next to me. I mean, he was like 10 feet away, and he was sitting there on the branch, so I thought it was a baby. Hi folks, just cleaning up from breakfast and getting ready to leave Taughannock Falls. This has been a fun trip. I don't know that I've given you all the best review of the campground because we've been really busy as hell between the wedding and travel and all the things. This isn't a great campground for going camping and relaxing. It's really the type of place where you come as a base camp and then you explore the Finger Lakes. The Finger Lakes of New York are just, there's at least 150 wineries and breweries and all that. So, and of course there's a ton of gorges and trails. Bumper sticker down here says that the Finger Lakes are gorges, which is a play on words for gorgeous. The sites that I was in site number 12, and that was a pretty nice site. My neighbors were pretty close, but they didn't bother me, and Keela didn't bother them or anything. All the sites that are on the hillside, 6, 7, 8, 10, and 12, were pretty good electric sites for an RV. The other side of the road from those sites are a lot shorter, and they're right on a cliff, so you can't back up to the cliff, or you'd be down in the other sites below. Here is the map of the campground, and you can you know, the ones I circled are the ones that I liked right off the bat and I wanted to try to get, but they were all reserved. But you can look at that and figure out where they are and take my tour of where some of them are just really unlevel. And going up that second loop, they're really unlevel. The bottom loop isn't bad. It's nice and level, and it's near the bathroom and everything, so take those. And here's another map. Hiking trails around the gorge, and the gorge is just spectacular. It'd take you all day just to explore the gorge, and top trails and bottom trails. So, and there's a number of different waterfalls. So I'm gonna end this video with a very scary photo, and it's really just a picture of me and my kids. So I guess that's all for this video. I want to thank you for coming along. Gotta head back. We're gonna stop at boondocking campsite that I love to death on my way back. So watch this next week. We hope to see you on the road. Keep an eye on the web page. It'll tell you where I'm going in the future, and maybe we can meet up somewhere. I love meeting viewers. I love meeting other campers. It's just part of the fun. So thanks for watching. Bye bye folks.